guys, welcome to Neuroanatomy Zone. Today I'm Max, your host, and today we'll be looking at the meningeal covering of the brain and spinal cord. Okay. The meningeal covering refers to the membranous covering of the brain and spinal cord. Okay. Now, the meninges are three layers. We have three layers of the meninges. Okay, they are from superior to deep. We have the dural matter, the arachnoid matter, and the pial matter. The dural matter is the toughest of the meninges, followed by the web-like arachnoid matter, and then we have the very soft pial matter. Okay. The meninges are often involved in cerebral pathology. Okay, they are a common site of infection known as meningitis and intracranial bleeding. Okay, the meninges have two major functions. Okay, which are one, protection. Okay, they give protection to they form they act with cerebrospinal fluid to protect the central nervous system from mechanical damage. Okay? And then two, they provide a supportive framework for the cerebral and cranial vasculation. Okay? Now let's look at each of these things in details. Okay? Now, just before we dive into each of them in details, let's know this. Apart from the major skeletal covering of the central nervous system, the meninges forms the membranous covering of the entire central nervous system internally. This is because the brain is a very soft structure. Both the brain and spinal cord are very soft structure, and because they are very soft structure, they requires very delicate protection. Okay? Now, we know that the bony cranium provides a supportive framework, a hard supportive framework for the brain and spinal cord. Okay, both the brain and the vertebral column. But that is not enough, because the brain and spinal cord are very delicate, very soft in nature. They will need a softer form of protection. That is where the meninges comes in. Okay. Now, these membranes, which covers the brain and spinal cord, are three. Okay. They are from superior to deep. We have the dural matter, the arachnoid matter, and the pial matter. Okay. Now, the dural matter is double layered. Okay. The dural matter is double layered. It is sometimes referred to as meninges fibrosa or pachymeninx. Okay, it is the outermost of the meninges. Okay, it is attached. It is double layered. One layer, the first layer of the dural matter is attached to the endostel layer of the cranium, and then the inner layer of the meninges is known as the meningeal layer. That one lies superior to the arachnoid matter. Okay, so I'm telling you that the dural matter is double layered. The first layer of the dural matter is known as the endostel or periosteal layer. This endostel or periosteal layer of the dural matter lines the endostel layer of the bony cranium. Okay. The second layer of the dural matter is known as the meningeal layer. The meningeal layer of the dural matter lies directly superior to the arachnoid matter. Okay. Now, the endostel layer of the dural matter is firmly attached to the periosteal layer of the bony cranium. Okay. The dural matter is polyvascularized. Okay. Now, at certain points, the meningeal layer of the dural matter reflects into fissures in the brain. Okay, reflects into fissures in the brain. Now, if you don't know what a fissure is, you may want to take a look at our video on ABCs of dural anatomy and introduction to dural anatomy. You know what a fissure and a sulci is. Okay? Now, at certain points in the brain, the meningeal layer of the dural matter reflects into fissures in the brain to form what we call dural reflection. We're going to talk about that in a moment, okay? So let's talk about the arachnoid matter. Now, the arachnoid matter is an impermeable membrane which forms the middle middle meninges of the brain. Meninges is a singular word for the meninges. Each of the meninges is known as a meninge. That's a singular form. Now, the vasculation that supplies the brain, that is the blood supply, the vasculation of the brain, the structure that carries blood supply to the brain, they passes the arachnoid matter. They passes through the arachnoid matter. Okay. Now, the arachnoid matter does not follow the contour of the pia matter. Okay. Now, the arachnoid matter is web-like in nature. Okay, it does not receive its own blood supply. Okay, now both the arachnoid matter together with the pia matter are sometimes known as leptomeninges. Okay, the arachnoid matter is fibrous in nature, but it's not as tough as the dural matter. Okay, the pia matter. The pia matter is the most inferior. The pia matter is the most inferior of the meninges. Okay, it is the innermost layer of the meninges. Okay, it is very soft. In fact, the word pia is the Latin word for soft. Okay, matter means mother. Okay, so pia matter means soft mother because of the way the pia matter wraps around the brain and spinal cord, the way a mother hen will wrap around her baby to protect the baby from a hawk. Okay, the pia matter is very delicate. It's very delicate. It's very soft. Okay, it is supplied. It receives its nervous supply from the trigeminal nerve. Okay, it is the pia matter that the pia matter wholly follows every contour of the brain and spinal cord. Okay, it's just like a lady who wants guys to see her curves and her figure 8 and hourglass structure, and then she puts on a very tight cloth. The tight clothes stings close tightly to her body, and then you could see her curves and her hourglass structure and so on and so forth. That's how the pia matter is. The pia matter wholly follows the contour of the brain and spinal cord. It tightly follows every contour of the brain and spinal cord. Okay. Now, the dural reflection. A moment ago, I talked to you about dural reflections. I said at certain points, the meningeal layer of the dural matter reflects into fissures in the brain to form what we call dural reflections or reduplicated dura. Now, the dural reflections or reduplicated dura are reflections of the dural matter into fissures in the brain. Okay, the dural reflections are 4 in number. Okay,